Tamás Marghescu, Director General of the International Council for Game and Wildlife Conservation, CIC. Right, let me say first that the CIC is a long history with migratory birds and also, of course, migratory water birds. Right from the beginning of the organization, founded in 1930, there was always an emphasis on migratory birds. And since then, throughout the history of the organization, we were always very much interested in this subject, supporting research and the science on this issue. We are a long-standing partner in AEWA, an observer organization, an intergovernmental observer organization because of our state members. And we are very proud to be also on a permanent seat for the technical committee. And let me say to you that our members are very eagerly always looking for the results of the meetings of parties, since they are living the decisions and the implementation of these decisions on a daily basis. We are very much concerned about some of the water birds and some of the flyway habitats. Especially the drought this year brought quite some hardship on the migratory birds. And I'm pleased to report that a lot of our fellow hunters have been making sure that sufficient water is available in the different habitats by managing the water levels despite the drought. We had a lot of expectations with AEWA and the MOP taking place here in Budapest. Budapest is our center of the organization, and we were not quite innocent in that AEWA MOP came to Budapest. Well, the first plan was that it takes place during the World Exhibition last year in 2021. And I think the first talks of the executive secretary of AEWA and the Hungarian government with our assistance took place in 2018. I think that early it started already. And unfortunately, the World Exhibition had to be conducted without the AEWA MOP because one wanted to provide equal opportunities to all participants to be at the MOP in person. And the COVID situation at that time did not allow that. The more proud we were that this year, 1 year basically after the original dates, the MOP would take place as a standalone conference here in Budapest. Yet we had to make sure that it happens. There were some sort of signs that due to the general crisis in the world, this MOP might be cancelled, but the Hungarian government very strongly pursued the idea of the MOP to take place, and here we go. It took place. We had fantastic 5 days in Budapest. I hope that people next to the deliberations of the conference and the results of the conference were also happy with the hospitality of the host country. We as CIC were happy to host a welcome dinner together with Dallas Safari Club and Laika, which was a great pleasure for us. And our delegations from Liechtenstein and from Germany, inter alia, have contributed funds to finance also the communications assistance we were giving in terms of putting a photographer and a film team into work. And altogether, I think you can be proud in the Secretariat of AEWA and the whole of AEWA of having conducted the smoothest AEWA MOP I have ever attended. In general, the hunting community is contributing in several ways to the conservation of migratory water birds. First of all, they have boots and eyes on the ground, which means they know what is happening to the birds and to their habitats. So they are indispensable for proper monitoring exercises. Through the back statistics, they can contribute again into monitoring exercises, and even regarding health of populations, there are important observations made very often first by hunters. That is why the World Animal Health Organization is working in the first place also with hunters in harmony to report on wildlife zoonoses, which is a very important factor. Just think about avian influenza. Second part of it is that if we want to continue hunting as hunters, sustainably utilize wildlife, we need to look after the wildlife itself, and wildlife needs nature in order to survive, habitat. So it's logical that you have the conservation priority first, because without conservation of habitat and nature and species, there is no continuation of hunting. So I would mention these in the first place, but it's habitat management also, which is a very important parameter in what we can be doing contributions.